His aunt has forgotten that a man as rich as Darcy can marry whomsoever he chooses, and has absolutely no need of an heiress as terminally insipid as Anne. For all its reputation as a love story, Pride and Prejudice is really a novel about money. Those who have it, Anne, Darcy, his sister Georgiana, his friend Bingley, are set against those who do not. The haves represent a winning post that the have-nots seek to reach. For example, Darcy's friend Colonel Fitzwilliam, well-born but without fortune, is attracted to Elizabeth, but says to her, "Younger sons cannot marry where they like," to which she blithely replies, "Unless where they like women of fortune, which I think they very often do." That is a tease, but it's also the truth. Fitzwilliam is on the hunt, and his quarry cannot be Elizabeth. As a man of honour, he will not behave like the amoral Mr. Wickham, who attempts a shortcut, one extremely familiar in Austen's time, by plotting to elope with Georgiana Darcy. Meanwhile, Charlotte Lucas shackles herself to the barely tolerable Mr. Collins, which to her friend Elizabeth is scarcely less shocking. But Charlotte accepts that marriage is a preservative from want, and in doing so shows better sense than Elizabeth, who turns Mr. Collins down, a dangerous thing for a poor girl to do. Collins makes a very fair point when he says, "Your portion is unhappily so small that it will in all likelihood undo the effects of your loveliness and amiable qualifications." What stops his words from coming true is the fairy tale element of Pride and Prejudice, the fact that, in the end, romance conquers the finance-based narrative. Darcy decides that it's the poor girl or nobody, and Cinderella goes to a lifetime of Pemberley balls. Anne de Burgh, briefly presented as Darcy's natural mate, disappears almost completely from the reader's consciousness to be remembered, just, as an etiolated presence trapped in a drawing-room dominated by her appalling mother. Her fate beyond the book is hard to imagine. Health permitting, she would probably have been married off to a husband of whom her mother approved. As an heiress, she would not have lacked suitors. Yet precisely because she is an heiress, pure and simple, it's impossible to think that she would have been wanted for any other reason. Poor, pale, undersized Anne de Burgh, she seems weighed down by her inheritance, well-nigh obliterated by it. No clearer contrast is possible with Elizabeth Bennet, who represents freedom in a way that is somehow connected to her lack of money. Elizabeth is loved not for what she has, but for what she is. She is loved, as the phrase has it, for herself. No wonder Pride and Prejudice has become so popular among the "you're worth it" generation. Indeed, the lengths to which the wildly eligible Darcy goes to win Elizabeth, paying off and putting up with her embarrassing relations, proposing for a second time despite a rejection that he can scarcely credit, have an outlandishness worthy of Richard Curtis. Austen's great literary gift solidifies the happy ever after, makes clear that it is also the culmination of a series of moral choices. Nevertheless, I never read the book without thinking, my God, Elizabeth, would you have got this lucky in real life? In fiction, however, the penniless heroine, which means all of Jane Austen's protagonists except Emma Woodhouse, who has £30,000, is allowed to be in a fair fight with the heiress, her implicit enemy. She is given qualities that the heiress lacks because, in fiction, fortune alone cannot be allowed to carry the day. If it does, as when Marianne Dashwood loses her beloved Willoughby to a rich girl in Sense and Sensibility, this proves to be a blessing in disguise. Willoughby was not worth having. Furthermore, as Austen makes clear, had Willoughby not been financially all to pieces, he would have chosen Marianne every time. The woman whom he does marry, Sophia Grey, possessor of the enormous sum of £50,000, is again a cipher, but a still more unappealing one than Anne de Burgh. The reader is told that she is not handsome, that she is jealous as the devil. Unlike lovely, passionate Marianne, she has nothing to offer beyond the fact that she is an heiress. Therefore, any victory that she scores is a hollow one. But let us turn the tale around and imagine